Oh, wrong button.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Imbecile.
Every time.
Yes.
Every time I mess it up in some way, shape, or form.
It's always something. It's never just nothing.
No.
It's been like that for like well over a year now.
But see, every time you go back to Streamlabs OBS, it just changes stuff every time. It's just like they're just completely muted. Just decided to drop all the audio inputs and outputs. Why? Every time. So yeah, thanks for joining, everybody. Sorry for
Hi everyone.
a rough start as always. It's just the way we do it.
I'm not sorry. I will not apologize for art.
Dave woke up what 15 minutes ago.
Yes.
You can hear it in his voice, but hopefully, well,
I still have my morning voice. Hi everybody.
He's a true professional. Hey,
yeah.
Thanks, Jerry.
I am literally wearing clothes and everything.
I know. Let's get going. What have you been up to for the last 3 weeks?
Me?
Yeah, you've been busy. Just like.
Oh, yeah. So
it's 3 weeks now, so and the stream's only going for an hour, so I try and condense it down to like 30 seconds. But you've had a good time, so that's the most.
Okay, yeah, I've had an interesting time, we'll say, and I've done some good timey stuff for sure. So I had I met this homie at a concert a few weeks ago, and he came through to try and cut a record because we had similar musical interests and styles and skill levels. But as I started to get to know this person, I started to realize that like he and I could not be less compatible to be in a band. Like politically, spiritually, and like professionally speaking. Like first of all, I'm already not going to be in a band with someone who's been unvaccinated for a number of years, and like if you're also anti-abortion and I'm like out there trying to like fuck on the road sometimes, like bro, we're gonna have a problem. All right.
Let me fix your audio. Bring in your voice.
Yeah, keep fixing. So anyway. So that got weird, and I ended up having to like basically proverbially hold a grown man's hair out of his eyes while he cry vomited because he got too drunk, and then send him packing. So that was unpleasant, but it is what it is. I have a drummer now for Dinosaurs Built the Pyramids, and he and I have been working pretty hard together once a week. He got a little sick last week, but other than that, he's we've been pretty steady. We've jammed a few times, and we're gonna finish the album.
Yay.
And then thank you for the follow, McTougal723. And then let's see, I went go-karting with my buddy, same buddy who I'm moving in with soon. And the house there is almost done. Like, it's on the lot and it's getting buttoned up and foundation poured and all that. But I went go-karting with him 2 days ago, and then I went dirt bike camping 2 nights ago into yesterday. And then I went to sleep at a very sensible hour. Like last night, I probably went to sleep like before midnight, and then I guess I had to go ahead and sleep for 14 hours because I was just physically destroyed from the dirt biking and the go-karting.
Nice, yeah. That's a good way to go.
Old.
Yeah, well, that's so
Yeah.
if you knew you need a good long sleep, you've had a good day, or a good few days. What about you? What about you, Mr. Ross? What have you been up to? You working?
Yeah, I'm working. It's been crazy. We had our busiest day back yesterday.
Oh,
Did like $15,000 in sales, which is a lot when you average around 5 or 6 at night.
yeah. So you've been busy.
So yeah, I've been keeping busy.
Just chicken? No, just chicken.
No, mostly fish.
Ha
And some really, really fucking dope spaghetti and meatballs.
Nice.
Would recommend.
Well, you know what I've been up to? Not streaming for a start because the weather was tropical here and it was far, far too warm, and you're just tired from it being hot all day. We don't have air conditioning here because it only happens for 3 days. 3 days a year, so there's no real point worrying about it. But it lasted about 3 weeks. There's a few changes. We're gonna drop. This is where everybody's gonna cry. We're gonna drop the streams down to once a month. So on the last Friday of the month, we're gonna do the streams then instead of doing last Sunday of the month, instead of running them every week. Couple of reasons for it. It was just we were struggling sometimes to maybe fill a whole hour. I'd rather keep the better ones for the stream. The other thing is what we're doing is Brian's on the Twitch chat now. He's back on the old Twitch. We're starting.
Oh, hey, Brad.
One second. This is the big reveal. Oh, we're starting a new channel called Riptovia. I'm gonna credit Scorpius for the name, but it wasn't him who said it originally on a stream. So if it was you, let us know in the chat. Or they mentioned the word Riptovia or the name. So, but Scorpius, when we were chatting, actually reminded me of it. So that was the pick of it. What that is that they cut a very long story short. The issue we have is that every time Dave, Bryan, and myself deviate from the script in any way, shape, or form, YouTube hammer us every time. The amount of positive
For a month.
we
step out of line on one video and they'll hammer us for months.
What happens is that you get all these positive comments and you get loads of likes when we do longer stories, one-off stories, horror stories, happy stories, ones from the subreddit, and instantaneously, at the same time, it'll do a third of the views or a quarter of the views. That's not an issue because they're passion projects or we really like the stories, or there's many reasons for why they get picked, but it slows the rest of the channel down for a very long time. Dave said about a month, and that it does do that. It just kills the normal content. So I feel it's because people only come to this channel for a particular type of video, which is totally okay. So because we want to do it, we're going to set another channel up called Riptovia. Well, it's already set up. I'll get the links in a wee bit. In fact, Brian, fire the links over if you're in chat there. Fire them on YouTube and fire them in Twitch there. And it will just be the ones like we did with the longer stories, like Sapphire Swift Runner. There's lots of them there. I put 10 up of the previous ones that were taken down off the channel. They're up there now. And it starts on the 3rd, Dave. We have a MrRipper video out on the 3rd, which is Tuesday. At exactly the same time, Riptovia launches with its new video. and then they're going to be maybe 1 a week, 2 a week for the meantime anyway, and nothing changes with MrRipper. It stays exactly what it is. The other thing is, before we get stuck in the stories, is that even as simple things like if I change the thumbnails ever so slightly, people don't click on them. You got an answer for that, Dave? I can't. I don't even like Pepe anymore. I don't even like him. But
whoa!
I know. Well,
I don't know nothing about nothing.
It's
Yeah.
I'm maybe just bored of his face. I think that's maybe more what it is. But if you don't put Pepe in, people don't click on the videos. So same format as the longer videos. Before the channel gets too big and people get stuck in their ways. Not me, not Dave, not Brian, not the mods on Discord, not Scorpius, the mod on Reddit. Before we all get stuck in our ways with it, I'm going to be able to experiment with thumbnails, styles.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
I just want to point out that I'm in the MrRipper window, Ross is in the Dave window, and you're in the Ross window.
Something's changed then, because it wasn't like that the whole time. So I'll fix that now. So before we get stuck in some sort of way where people are only there for one reason, and what anything changes ever so slightly, it throws it off. It gives us enough time to experiment, look for artists, get more people involved, and it's just a big community with a YouTube channel. Now it's just hopefully be a bigger community with 2 YouTube channels. So yeah, that's it. Now I was talking all that rubbish. I didn't look once at the chat, but I'll get through that whenever Dave's doing their first story. You got a story in you, Dave?
Do I have a story in me?
Yeah.
I think I do.
Hey.
I think I could pull something out there.
That's where I find out my mic's been off for the last 5 minutes and not one person heard a word I said.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, don't do that.
What?
Sorry, someone say something?
Shush. Ready. So many threads being started. Okay. That looks like a hard read. Big block of text to start off with. I haven't actually read this one yet. I'll we skim. Dave, what do you think, mate?
What do I think? I think I need to do some cable management. But yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's any good now, but we'll go for it.
All right, let me full screen this sucker real quick. Last night we had another session, and stuff went very... Oh, sorry, let me read the title first. It's been a while. I'm a little rusty. My party's first combat session.
Let me turn you down a wee touch
after
as well.
2 sessions of pure story. Last night, can I see who wrote the story by chance, Scott?
Of course,
or are you too busy turning my volume down?
A random guy. A random guy.
Is it a random guy or is it a random guy?
It's actually a random Dragon Boy.
It is probably
a Dragon Boy. 2112. My party's first combat session after 2 sessions of pure story. Last night we had another session and stuff went very bad, especially for the wizard. We split the party for the second time with me going to retrieve the wizard from the tree he was on. While the rest of the party distracted the enemy and made sure he didn't go off to destroy something. Somehow the party and I stunned the wizard as he was being difficult and somehow carried him to the rest of the party, with the wizard hearing that the NPC he was starting to make into a possible love interest crying out for help as she was trapped in her hiding cave. Oh, I need a hiding cave. This is my hiding cave. The wizard was then spat on, smacked so hard he recreated a DBZ-style trail of destruction, like when they are hit the ground so hard they leave a trail of destroyed ground as they drag across from momentum. The guy who was after us then proceeded to run over at full speed. They were some type of minotaur, so fast, and peed on him just to add some insult to injury. While the guy was distracted, someone decided to use disguise self to look like a family member of the minotaur and tricked it into getting stuck in a wall. Once it was stuck, the party proceeded to get as much damage as they could during the surprise round, while I went off to try and attack some of the enemies it brought us back up. We attacked and attacked until the Minotaur and company went down, and we started to walk away to go survey the damages. But we noticed that the Minotaur had survived, and it proceeded to use some magic to get away. Once we made sure its backup was properly dead, we went over to search for survivors, but only found the old giant crying. I don't know if there's any message of an old giant prior to now, but okay. And starting to go walk away somewhere, but he suddenly started to fall. End of session. What even is context? I don't context. We don't context here, random guy. Cool. Thoughts, comments, death threats, bottle caps?
Audible confusion.
No comment.
Audible confusion.
I'm gonna stick with a no comment. I did check that one earlier on. I see. This could be the end of it. Maybe already.
Oh, hi, Nightmare. How you doing?
Oh, is Nightmare here? Oh! That reminds me before I get stuck on the other one. I haven't heard anything back, Nightmare. Haven't got any emails from Michael. I don't know if we're
Busy man.
He's a busy man, but we'll wait. It's no bother. What I'm going to start doing in collaboration with Easy Roller Dice, well, they're helping out with this, is that we're going to have a wee bit of a sub drive. Subs mean nothing, really, in the grand scheme of things. It's just how many people have clicked the button. Although I've just said that, and we've got a resub on Twitch. So, thank you very much. Was that Kyrian? Probably Kyrian. Anyway, so on YouTube, I don't know what point we're going to start with the MrRipper channel, but I'm thinking like at 175,000 subscribers, what we'll do, we're just coming up on 150. Whoever the 175,000 subscriber is, we'll roll back a wee bit, and we'll just double check it because I could be sleeping when it happens. But who YouTube is registered in the public facing bit, as the 175,000, we'll give away $100 worth of Easy Roller Dice vouchers. Maybe at 200,000. We will do $200. I think it's an easy way of giving back with us getting something in return, more subscribers. Now, I'm not saying that Mr. Ross, what we would do is unsubscribe and resubscribe. That will get you out of the race. Because I know he's sitting there rubbing his beard, eating his RTX chips, do you know what I mean, which you can't hear beautifully, and he's sitting there rubbing his wee beard going, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unsubscribe and resubscribe. No, what I recommend you do is you go and get your girlfriends to subscribe, and anybody you know, and that's how you would get around that wee situation. And then with the Riptovia channel, we'll maybe start at 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 or whatever, a low number, and maybe build it up. So you can tell me what you think, you may think it's a really bad idea, I don't know. But I like giving stuff away. Easy Roller Dice, like supporting the channel. Yeah, it's just we'll see what we can do with it. But anyway, Dave?
We're reading another one, eh?
Yeah, we'll do another one.
What's Ross even here for?
He's got the Dragon Boy one. I'll have to search for it.
That's it.
I'll get him a Dragon Boy one.
And if he's only here to read a Dragon Boy.
And if he proves himself,
how did Ross get the fucking easy job? Why is it on me? Bro?
Easy? No. Well,
you read the next one, Scott.
No, I don't read.
I know you really don't.
No, I don't.
You've tried. It's embarrassing for all of us.
Oh well, cheers, mate. I'll take that. I think. No. Go on, Dave. If
you're not going to read, then you're going to take shit. It's one or the other.
I am the hostess with the mostest. That's what it is.
More like you're the beast with the least. Anyways, let's keep going.
He's in trouble.
Again, you have covered up the artiste behind this wonderful story that we are sharing on the channel, and I need to know who done it.
Mick Commander did it.
Mick Commander.
Yeah.
All right, Mech Commander 4002 posted 10 days ago. Just one extra letter gave me a rescue arc 5th edition. Hold on, I gotta make sure that the sound is coming through.
Now I wonder when he says I'm in a West Marches Discord server. I hope it's not a particular one that I know of, but well,
I'm in a West Marches Discord server where I play a Warforged Artificer Armorer named Oculus Maytag, better known as O. Okay, Mr. Appliance Man. In this session, we're a human Hexblade Warlock, who I assume was a Grave Cleric, Seth, a half-elf Bard, Arlen, and a Kobold Gunslinger Fighter, Gobo, along with a DM who is notorious for their PC death count. Players know what they're getting into. Previously in the session, I had expended all of my spell slots on fixing Seth's attitude and or the problems he caused. Quick note, the character was the problem, not the player. The player's pretty cool, TBH. The main conflict is in a circus tent. This kills Seth and injures the rest of the party. During this, Gobo is freeing the exotic animals from their cages to help us. Of these are a fire snake, friendly, and a bee holder, not as friendly. A bee holder is a homebrew variant of the beholder, as you probably guessed. The main feature here is the replacement for the disintegration attack. That has changed to polymorph anything it reduces to 0 HP into bees or wasps for 9 days, at the DM's digression. After the main fight ended, we heard screaming from outside the main event tent where we were situated. The bee holder is terrorizing the immediate area. Arlen, being lawful good, and O, short for Oculus, seeing a major threat that most likely will come back to haunt us, exit through the front of the tent to try and kill the beast. Arlen dies directly after his first turn. Because the party is between the levels of 2 and 4, O's absurd AC keeps them alive until their first turn, where they and their homunculus, Turaco, yes, the Turaco from Legend of Zelda, fire off their lasers, Firebolt for me and Force Strike for Turaco, in sync at the bee holder. Both attacks land but don't get through its carapace. After that, the abomination turns its eyes to Turaco and I. O is turned to a brass wasp instantly, while Turaco manages to let off a shrill whistle throughout the countryside before being turned pearl wasp. Now, the rest of the party, who escaped by going under the tent in a different direction, probably along with some newcomers, are due to go on a rescue mission to retrieve their friend. Gobo leading the charge. O did manage to manifest enough willpower to resist the insectoid's pull temporarily, and, with the help of a different PC, left a note and a battle plan at they and Gobo's house. Now, a little context on Gobo, because backstories. O took Gobo into their hut after a session. The two became best friends. Ooks, out of character, I almost said Ook, out of character, their player and I plan on fitting a saddle of sorts on the back of O's rotating head. For a mental image, O is basically a shrunk-down Guardian Stalker from Breath of the Wild, and Gobo would take the mounted combatant feat to bolster our combat abilities. It is assumed that the characters are talking about the same thing in-game, so they are really close. I will update when the rescue mission takes place. Edit! An adventuring party consisting of the survivors, Gobo and Yuki, Gobo's brother, Krar the Artificer, High Elf Wizard Kristoff, and Wood Elf Druid Bree, returned to the carnival site. The entire setup had been replaced with a massive hive. Using the remnants of a wagon and some makeshift smoke bombs, Bree Trojan horsed the smokes into the hive entrance as a bear and ripped a hole in the hive wall. Yuki, Krar, and Kristoff enter and take a wrong turn at Albuquerque, as I put it, and encounter insectoid beasts who wreck the party and kill Gobo's pet fire snake. The beholder engages near the end, but beeifies no one. During the scuffle, Krar encounters two large medium-sized wasps, giggity, one of brass and one of pearl. Brass O and Pearl Turaco attack Krar because hive mind / protect the queen, but Krar suffers no attacks from the wasps, knocking out O and nearly knocking Turaco. Bree runs in as the bee holder retreats from the smoke, knocking Turaco and bringing the unconscious wasps with her. The only PC casualty is Krar, as his hubris and greed led him to search for goodies. The Beholder got him, and the DM declares him dead officially, but tells the party that there are plans for him. The hive was blown up, causing an undetermined amount of damage. The session ends in a hollow victory. Yeah, that's a good story. Lots of solid puns in it.
Yeah.
I support this behavior. Puns are
Behavior? Did you say?
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Get all the dad jokes in here now for 5 minutes. I hope this makes it in the video. Technically, it wasn't quite enough to fill a video, so it sort of was, yeah. I was going to start bullying people because I was being bullied, but I am a bigger man than that, so I'm going to be a good boy. J. Ross, do you fancy a wee story?
Always.
Let's have a wee crack. Unbelievable. Thanks, Nightmare. You're allowed to do dad jokes too. It's okay. Oh, this looks like a tricky one. Yeah. Oh, I already started off like that, so we'll keep it.
I was promised a Dragon Boy story.
Yeah, well, there we go. It's got loads of bad words in it and lots of shouting, so I reckon
Sounds like Dragon Boy to me.
close enough.
Here we go. I said no to an angry mob. Ooh, this would be fun. Thank you, Blue Go the Fire Guy.
Even the name's tricky.
So my character was in a rundown town full of people, and I was in the middle of a conversation with an NPC when out of nowhere, everyone went quiet. It definitely wasn't something I said. As this happened, they all turned to look at me and pulled out pitchforks and slowly walked over to me. DM, what will you do? Me. I'll slowly move away from them. DM, you're surrounded in all directions. Me pulls out a map of the city. Me. Bleep it. I'll ask one of them if I can go past.
Swear all you want.
Sorry, I'm in Discord mode where I'm not allowed to swear.
you go for it. You fucking go for it.
Fuck it, I'll ask one of them to get out of the way and I'll go past. Okay, that's a persuasion check, but you're gonna need to roll pretty high. Me, nat 20. Yeah, god damn it! Okay, you ask one of them who is starting at you with pitchforks at the ready, if you can move past them. He looks at the rest of the crowd, they shrug and say, sure. Eeldeer, I just asked an angry party or an angry mob of people to leave.
Classic.
That was terrible.
It's got more comments than most though. Yeah.
I mean that's a great story. My reading was terrible.
Yeah, you're too busy eating those crisps with your RTX on. That's what it is. See that, you know the way I've told the story a few times where I got a 3080, got a 3090 replacement, sold it, and then bought an AMD graphics card because I was making money. Well, I could actually buy it back cheaper than what I sold it to the shop for. It's still sitting up there, my graphics card, and it's £700 cheaper than what I sold it to. So if it drops another 300 or 400 quid, I could end up getting it back and making all the profit on it. Sweet, sweet. And it's my one, it's sitting up there, so it doesn't bother me. If it's some random one, I wouldn't want to be spending that amount of money on it. But the only thing is that I don't know if I was going to bring this up or not, but I might as well. MrRipper's kids didn't get fed this month, so they didn't, and they won't be getting fed next month. So they won't, because obviously I pay tax here in the UK because I'm a UK resident, but the lovely IRS of America land taxed me first, so I got taxed twice this month. So It was a great month working for free. So it was. Considering I cut my other job down to part-time hours. So, brilliant. Thanks, America. But you're both Canadian, so you'll back me up on that.
I mean, yeah. Fuck America.
I'm not saying that. Fuck America. Well, fuck the IRS anyway. Their W8 form. And I was talking to another local famous YouTuber, and he was telling me that he got an accountant to fill the form in, and I didn't. So it could have just been my fault all along. So yeah. Damn it.
Is the other local YouTuber the one that lost his channel, or the one that just had a kid?
That's the same one, mate. That's the same one.
No, Jim Browning got his channel hacked.
Who's Jim Browning?
I saw that.
The Northern Irish guy who does all the scam videos.
Oh, really? He got his channel hacked? The irony in that. But he's some Indian guy going, I got your channel. With the webcam on.
No, he goes to the scammers and he's like, shh, it's okay. You're safe now.
I love him. It's just the way he always gets them on the webcam and all that. That's wish somebody did that to him. Yeah, I'm gonna punish Dave.
What for?
Well, for your cheek earlier on with one of my dyslexic brothers. But you have a challenge, Dave.
Okay.
You have to smooth this one out, because I know you would very often read them verbatim whenever this happens. So I want you to smooth this one out as a challenge.
Okay.
Yeah? It's people make fun of me because I'm dyslexic, but deep down in those hieroglyphics that I write, there is actually a story behind it. It's usually just help, but so... Hello, another story about America. I have an American neighbor who decided on Thursday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning just to scream help at the top of his lungs out on the street. And I'm at my office, so I could just open the door, and I run out, and I run out onto the road, and I run up the hill, and he's talking to these two people, totally fine. And I was going to shout, why the hell are you shouting help at the top of your lungs at 8 o'clock in the morning? I thought he had fallen off a ladder or something like that there. But I wasn't in the mood. I had to get back to work, and I came back to my office, and I walked up the hill later on, and somebody had wrote help in a window, and he was just shouting out what was in the window for no reason. But like, why would you do that? Like, if you hear somebody shout help, J. Ross, what would you do?
I would probably go see what they need.
Yeah, exactly. So why would you do that in the middle of, would you do that at 8 o'clock in the morning for no reason? No. But he's the loudest person in the world, so sure. Anyway, Dave.
Let me just get this synth in here, and then I'll go ahead and start the story on this repeat. Ready? Here we go.
Go for
1, 2, 3, 4. I might have started too early. We'll see.
Are we allowed to talk? It doesn't come through anyway.
Yeah, I fucked it up. All right,
sorry.
This is posted by u/Spaghetti Arms 11 days ago. My brother's first time playing D&D. I have horrible spelling, and I'm dyslexic, so I apologize. Apology perhaps accepted.
Go Team Dyslexia.
Perhaps.
Go Team Dyslexia.
So this was a practice campaign for me, as I was new to DMing, and I was preparing a long campaign for me and my friends. But anyways, my brother was a human fighter because he didn't want anything too complicated, and he finally got to the town and explored it, etc. He accepted his quest and was on his way to slay the evil necromancer named Steve. And the same man crossed him again as my bro was about to leave and said, "There's a sale on horses at the stable over there. I'd recommend getting one." So my brother went along and saw a little boy in the stables, and the boy said, "Oi, if you're here too, buy a horse. The white one in the corner's on sale for 10 gold. My brother then asked if there were any better horses, so I told him that there was a big brown majestic horse, but it was 85 gold. He then said, "I want that horse, so I'm gonna try and kill that boy." steal the horse. I was stunned and said, okay, but you'll have to roll really high. And he rolled a fucking nat 20, so I told him that he used his axe and chopped the boy directly down the middle, so the boy was just split in half on the ground, and my brother said, what a dum-dum. Okay.
Brilliant. I like that. The actual Steve's name wasn't Steve, it was Stevelios. He just couldn't spell it, so he just shortened it down. That's what I would do.
Fuck. Dyslexia is cruel, man.
It is. I was talking about it. I was had my first night out in 2 years. We were talking about that. And I was told that it doesn't make me stupid. But I don't believe that for a second. So
No. That's not what makes you stupid. There's plenty of other things.
That's true. That's true. Oh dear.
Yeah, for instance, your face.
Dave,
Yes.
Brian's in the chat. Do you want to be replaced?
I mean,
you probably do, actually.
That depends. Can you get Brian to do a stream ever again?
No, well,
Brian.
Brian.
You see, I figured out that you need me more than I need you.
No,
and now it is on.
I'll tell you what. It freaked me out. Okay, so Brian's busy doing audiobooks. He's in the big time now. He's in the big leagues.
Oh,
and
bougie boy.
He has he was sent the link to a book that he's done for a famous baker, chef person. You might know him.
Who?
Mr. Ross. Brian left. He's done. His name's Paul Hollywood, and he's very famous. He done the Great British Bake Off, which I'm sure made it over to the land of America and Canada, and it's probably been ripped off really, really badly as well, like with Sugar Rush, that sort of thing. You know, not quite the same thing.
I mean, nothing is as good as the original.
No, well, that's usually the case, but so he's done a Paul Hollywood book, and you can go on the Amazon and you can listen to it. For, you know, like paying for it, just the intro of it. And I obviously have watched Paul Hollywood before, and hearing Brian talk about the early years of his life before he got onto the how to bake section, it just totally was a mind melter, because Brad reads D&D stories to me. Do you know what I mean? 2 a week without fail. So having him be Paul Hollywood was really freaky. So it was. But yeah, no, he's busy doing other stuff, so that's why we're stuck with Dave, and then J. Ross is the backup, so I don't go completely mad.
I mean, that's why you're lucky enough to have Dave around.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Exactly what I meant.
Yes, of course.
Right, J. Ross. I thought Outhouse. Yeah, I just I like the name, and the title's singing to me here.
All right. We blew up an outhouse from Fancy Preparation 56. No, not the DM, but it is a good story. Our party started out in a tavern. The DM said that we had been partying all night and we needed to roll con to see how drunk we are. I rolled and get something like a 14, and I'm fine. Another party member rolls and gets a 3, so this guy is wasted. Then the party member says that he should pee because he heard that peeing helps get rid of the alcohol in your system. He goes to the outhouse and says he wants to pee. The DM tells him to roll for it. Rolls a nat 20. The outhouse explodes because of the force of his pee. Needless to say, this day will go down in history within our party. Okay, well, good job for your buddy, Fancy Preparation 56. I'm glad they peed through a wall.
Has everybody not done that before? No.
I mean, you got to train for it.
Yeah, peeing in public here gets you in big trouble. Canada, you would never even consider that as an option, would you?
You'd be surprised.
These are all so well to do. So these are. It's getting going here, Dave. So this.
Sorry?
It's giving me ready to rip vibes. So it is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, wait for it. Wait for it.
That's a compliment, is it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
this
was
is
it that not a compliment?
That was a compliment. I love the old Ready to Rip soundtrack. Yeah, I think whenever it starts getting darker, it's still bright to 10 o'clock at night. I think once it starts getting dark and the winter's starting to come, I think, yeah, definitely gonna have to get a few games going, but won't be streaming them, I don't think. I need to get a wee. I nearly got involved with Dragon Boy and Nightmare. Maybe dodged the bullet there, to be honest with you. But I'm definitely up for. Oh, was Nightmare away? Definitely up for trying to get some games going. But I'll go onto the Discord and find a group like everybody else. Do you know what I mean? I'm no different. Do you know what I mean? What's your opinion on that? J. Ross, you look like you're gonna laugh or say something there.
I mean,
That was a
I've
good
seen
plug.
what kind of groups are getting posted on the Discord, and yeah, you'll find something.
Find something. Well, or I'll agree with agree. Well, agree with me. I think this one here. I like the username again. Dave, I think it's you're up next time. I'm trying to keep my eye on the chat here, but it's flying. Dave's in the zone.
Oh yeah, I'm in the zone for sure.
Yeah, I can tell.
I'm about to make this baseline and then I'll do the reading. I promise.
Cool. I'll keep chatting. Then. Keep chatting.
Yeah, keep chatting. Keep them entertained. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
J. Ross, will you be my my dungeon master?
I'll think about it. I gotta work on a game.
Yeah, I just need to get over the. I'm away on holiday. I'm away on holiday. So Monday.
There it is. We got a baseline. All
All right,
right.
go for it.
Posted by u/Pikapedi. Funny moment with Conjuration Wizard. This happened during our last play section. My character is a forest gnome wizard who chose the school of conjuration, and he's a bit of a kleptomaniac as a character flaw, especially with gold. Being very tiny and old, he will try to pass off that he doesn't have the strength to carry all the things he's accused of stealing. After defeating some bandits, my other party members went to study the nearby ruins that turned an NPC into a scary but friendly werebear that the DM decided sounded like Carl Weezer, named Kevin. Patches, my forest gnome, and his familiar, McGee, decided to sneak back to the bandits' camp and pocked all the gold he found for himself. The party eventually comes by to see what I was up to. Patches claims that he found nothing in the camp worth anything. Patches failed to deceive the 6'7" tall dragonborn paladin, who then very loudly exclaimed, "I don't like your little lies," and proceeds to grab Patches by the feet and shake him upside down. Cue the funny event. I chose Prestidigitation as a cantrip, and because Patches is a forest gnome, he also gets Minor Illusion. Combine that with Conjuration, and you get a very funny scenario. I explained to the DM that using all three in rapid succession, the Paladin manages to shake out a cartoonishly massive pile of useless junk. The Minor Illusion was the pile of junk, and stuff falling from Patches was the Conjuration and Prestidigitation. Changing up the Minor Illusion would look as if the pile was growing. The Paladin managed to shake out useless broken change, a small anvil that clanged when it hit it, jars of glitter, a rubber chicken, shoes, a kitchen sink, a bunch of silicon toys, and a toilet seat. The DM then explains that Kevin decided to pick up one of the silicon toys. I'm gonna need this later, for reasons. Needless to say, it all got a laugh at the table and left many characters confused because Patches wore nothing more than a grass skirt at the time. Yeah.
What's Silicon Toys? Somebody in chat enlighten me. Or do I want to know?
You really don't want to know.
I'm a good boy.
Yeah, sure. Cool, that was a fun little tune.
I was getting plenty of update.
Template there.
Dave just, if you're new to the chat, new to the streams, Dave usually just practices music. Some slight different change today, a bit more electronic. Usually it's a bit more.
Oh, it's because I've got my whole looping template together now,
Ah, right, okay.
and so now I can just like live loop together, whatever I want.
Yeet some more yeets.
I can yeet some more yeets, as you can see by all the yeet here. There's plenty of yeets to be yote.
Plenty of
Excellent.
Look at all these yeets.
Plenty of legs to be shown too, Dave. Plenty of legs.
Oh, you love it. You love my legs, bro. And I promise this is a pair of shorts and not underwear, by the way. Anyways, this was posted by you/Mysterious Pug King. Huh, I wonder who the Pug King is. 13 days ago. How a Naga used Wish to become one of the truly strongest beings. Yeah. So I played my first campaign a while ago, and it was fun. And on an adventure, we were in a cavern with twisting tunnels, and it turned out to be a beholder's lair. We fought the beholder, and while fighting, we found a orb and the deck of many things. One of the players drew from the deck of many things and got their soul sent and protected by some being. I don't remember what card it was, but in desperation, we broke the orb because something was in it. What was in it was a djinn, which instantly killed the beholder, and one player got 2 wishes. We used those wishes to summon in this campaign the god of genies, basically, and we all got 2 wishes each. But in this story, the important wish was Sevis's, the Naga Ranger. He wished to be able to cast Wish at will like a cantrip. Basically, the DM allowed it, dumbass, and we were all shot into the multiverse by the god. Later, my dad, who played Sevis, explained what his other friend reasoned what his character would do after he could basically cast Wish on his turn. He pretty much doesn't have to roll and could technically erase most things from existence. Sorry if this isn't well done or anything like that. Please spare me of intense judgment. Cool, moving on. They asked us to spare them, so let's just, you know.
You're brutal, Dave. Absolutely brutal. You're a grumpy boy whenever you just get up, aren't you?
I'm not a morning person, bro.
It's not the morning there, even I know that.
It is if I've just woken up.
No,
Kai.
no. That doesn't work. It's like my son sleeps in. Sometimes he's 8. And he gets up at 11, and then I say to him, "Look, there's no point having breakfast because
Might as well have lunch.
because lunch is an hour and a half. There's no point." He goes, "Okay, Dad." So he has his breakfast. He has his lunch and he calls it his breakfast, and then he has his dinner and he calls it his lunch, and then he gets to about 10 o'clock at night and he goes, "I want dinner, Dad." You're like, no. You skipped it. That's, you know.
And also, bruh, go grab a fucking snack, bro. Don't make it your problem.
Yeah. You see, when you're fatherly, sometimes you have to get his mum to make the snacks for him, you see. So ask your mum. That's usually what my line is. Ask your mum.
Yeah, what does she say? Ask your dad?
Oh, Dave, it's following you. I can see your butt. I can see your bum. No, but it was just the line in your shorts. Oh, I thought you were going to put trousers on there, but then the camera's following you. You're looking for a lighter?
Full on shorts. These have pockets, bro. These
Oh.
are actual shorts.
Oh.
See?
Do they have the wee nets and all in them for swimming?
Yes, actually, they do.
So
actually, no, they don't. I
there's-
don't think they're swim shorts.
No, they're not swim shorts.
No, they're just shorts.
Can I let
Short shorts.
Can I let you into a wee secret?
No. But
I'm
sure.
gonna tell you anyway. Mrs. Ripper keeps on asking me to put shorts on because it was so warm, but none of my shorts fit me anymore.
Oh no,
By-
Daddy.
by-
You're
by-
like big dad bod.
By about 4 inches. It's not even like it's close. Lockdown's been cruel. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh,
Lockdown's-
preach, bro.
It's been cruel.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find a lighter. One sec.
Ah, it's good because the motion sickness off that camera was gonna make me sick nearly. You've only got it on the wee screen, so you thing.
What?
Yeah, the viewers only have you on a wee screen, but I have you quite a big screen. So yeah,
That sounds like a personal problem, Scotty boy.
it's always a personal problem, isn't it? It's never your fault. It's never your fault.
No,
It's always
no,
somebody else's fault.
I'm perfect. I can do no wrong.
I've read this one.
I am perfection
Just gonna skip
perfected.
it. So you keep on telling yourself, mate.
Look for a lighter. Papa's trying to wake and bake, so.
Yeah, faction there.
Yeah.
You know where you keep all your stuff. Total organization. Perfect. Dave.
I mean, my stoner ass just keeps a bin of lighters.
Yeah, I have like 8 clipper lighters, and none of them are
Ooh.
near me for some reason.
I have a lighter and I don't even smoke.
I don't smoke either. I
Oh,
bless.
Yeah.
Difference. I'm no longer a smoker.
I have to have a lighter for work.
Oh, is that your?
What, because of creme brulees?
So that's just when the police stop him, wanting to know why he's got a bag of knives and a lighter. I have this all for work. I'm a silicon.
I swear.
I'm a silicon
I'm
toys.
a line cook. I'm nothing more.
Silicon toys.
Explain the dildos. These are cooking utensils.
Oh my god! Are they dildos?
Those
Oh my
are
god.
for personal
Things in my
enjoyment.
buttholes.
Yeah, those are just personal dildos. You don't need to know about those.
Yeah.
Those are not my professional dildos. Those are in a work box.
Well, one of the girls I work with has the side gig of selling dildos. So, you know,
It's a good gig.
it is what it is.
Wait,
Oh.
does she work for one of those dildo MLMs?
Yeah, it
What-
is
what-
a pyramid scheme.
All right. So
Oh no, I forget what it's called, but I know the one you're talking about.
they all shaped like that.
Something like that.
Pyramid scheme. Yeah. The deeper you get into it and all that, the more trouble it is. Just like
That sounds more like a torture device than a dildo, to be fair.
I think this one's more of a Dave finale one. I'm gonna try and find J Ross one, and then we're gonna go back up this one. Although it's not upvoted very well, but it looks well written. It's got a catchy title. Winner, winner,
Which
chicken
one?
dinner. The TBK Battle of the Old Bone
Sure.
Mill Grinder Mill. That looks, and it's got loads of good names as well, so you'll love that. Brand, that's the
Yay!
that's the best thing. A brand loves that, so he does. Whenever you give him a story with lots of good names in it, he loves that, so he does. Isn't that right, Dave?
I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know what Brian loves. I don't hold anything dear other than synthesizers and guitars.
I'm gonna give it a couple more flicks because I hate flicking on the internet. It's like basically me
Flick away,
surfing,
Flick boy.
surfing the web in front of people. It's
Flick
not-
away, Flicky.
Do you know what I mean? It doesn't
Stay
make
on
great.
flick, bro.
Doesn't make great viewing. You know, there's 47 people watching me flick down for stories. There we go. Dragon Boy, that's it. Yes.
Oh, that's Ross. That's
Yeah,
Ross.
that's you. It's your weekly dose of. Well, it's going to be monthly dose of Dragon Boy.
Everybody's favorite community member, Dragon Boy. 1, 3, 2, 5.
It.
The Ocho.
Ah. Nice. I see what you did there.
I saw it in Obscure Sports Quarterly.
All right.
But either way, we're talking about a shooter on the roof. The archer readied her bow. A good view over the crowd as she aimed. Flipping down the glass sight over her eye as she sighted the figure in the crowd. She had her target. She knew what she had to do. There, by the alleyway, an Aarakocra in blue dragging the half-elf into the alley. He used to be the monk of the group, now a traitor. And traitors get tied off from being loose ends. She slowly drew the string of as the bow glowed to life. The runes along each of the 6 limbs glowing more as they cascaded into one another as the bow was drawn. A couple of words were exchanged between the two of them. Time to end this, she sighed, readied, and loosed the arrow. Wordlessly, the magic flew through the arrow and into the bow as she fired. The arrow was taking on an arcane glow as it soared across the sky. The arrow found its mark, and she relaxed her shooting arm. Another target down. Shame that the Harbingers aren't as loyal to one another as they are to Dagon. Oh well, at least they are no longer a problem. Thank you, Dragon Boy.
Thank you very much.
Such context, much meaning.
I think what I'll do the next time when we're back in 4 weeks' time, I will read a Dragon Boy. How's that sound?
You?
Ooh.
I will
believe
do
it. I'll
it.
believe it when
No,
I see
I'll
it.
do it.
You'll forget about it. You'll forget about
I
this.
won't. I won't.
You're gonna
'Cause
forget you said this conveniently when it's time.
Oh,
no, I won't.
And by the
I've
way,
already
we should
clipped
raid
this.
the D&D channel when we raid. We should just raid D&D full on.
Can we do that?
I mean, they're live right now. 250 people watching. It's just
Perfect.
twitch.tv/D&D. So, give them some loves, you know.
Oh, well, see what we can do. Yeah. Ready, Dave? We're gonna. Oh.
Can you turn clips on for your YouTube stuff? I want to clip that of you reading Dragon Boy.
Yes, please.
I still.
It's fine. I can always just screen record it in my OBS. To make sure that we get it.
Oh, you know,
Or actually, you can I use OBS for my camera. What?
there's a thanks button now on YouTube. I was invited after they stole money off me. I was invited to be able to use it. I don't know if they're wanting me to recoup the money that I lost. So I forgot about that. Nobody's used it yet though. But
What's a thanks button?
I don't know. You can just send money now. It's like a begging thing, but it was turned on. So,
Isn't there enough like begging on YouTube?
yeah, I know, but it's on anyway. It's on. You see, the thing about YouTube is that if you play the game, they reward you. So that would have been the next excuse for things to go horribly wrong if I didn't turn that on. So I turned it on. I didn't take up the shorts. Remember the thing? Basically, every YouTuber started putting YouTube shorts up to try and combat TikTok. If you done one of them, they were doing amazing views. But I have a thing of it going wrong whenever things change, so I just thought, you know what, we'll not bother with it. But turned that one on anyway because it was a couple of ticks. But we still unlist these, so if you want to do it, they're on a playlist. Maybe we might do the next one on the second channel, or just to vary it up a wee bit. I don't know. So I would strongly recommend you subscribe so you don't miss out. See what I did there, right, Dave? I wouldn't. I'm looking at the names here, and I think I would maybe get.
I think I can do all of them.
A couple of them. I get. I can't even get Jonathan because it's John Othan.
Are you ready to witness sheer mastery of spoken English and made-up language?
Yeah, this looks really well written. So at least you're not gonna die of low blood oxygen level from not breathing.
I might. We'll see. Posted by
No.
you/Taser Monkey 1419 days ago. How to turn a TPK into a victory. Curse of Strahd. Battle at Old Bone Grinder Mill. So to preface this, my party ended the last session with rolling initiative against 6 random encounter wolves. Combat ensues. Yay, we win. But more on that in a second. The party, level 3. Dame Akra Stormstream, Dragonborn Paladin, designated protector of Lancelot the Dog. Alton Brushgather, the stout halfling wizard, comes with a lucky silver crowbar. Kazmara Volskia, human arcane trickster rogue, tries to be edgy. Fails, clearly. Sir Taryn MacLeod, cleric. XP of Helsing Abridged Alexander Anderson, also can't hit anything. Amara Petrovici, Tiefling Wild Magic Sorcerer. Cloud Cuckoo Lander. Jonathan the Smool, Kobold Path of the Ancestral Guardians Barbarian, and played by me. Current objective. Escort Arena from the village of Barovia, not to be confused with Riptovia, to the town of Valaki. So combat started with our wizard casting invisibility on Arena and telling her to book it. Combat ended with a beat-up, but still functional party. We take off after Arena, and after passing some perception checks, we find her trail and the body of a young boy. The boy was killed by magic and left to rot on the side of the road. The paladin and Carrot decide that it would be best to bring the body with us and perform last rites when we have a moment. Irena's trail ultimately led us to a fork in the road and up to the mill, Old Bone Grinder Mill. We had no idea what we were stepping into. Our obsessively curious sorcerer winds up getting 2 nat 20s on investigating the piles of small bones strewn about the mill. His last 20s of the night. The bones were those of children. The children were turned into pies. They announced this loudly. DM starts muttering curses under his breath, announces a break and preps for combat he didn't want us in this early. He warns this could be a TPK, and he doesn't fudge the numbers for damage or HP. Break time is over, and the DM queues up something from Doom. I think it was BFG Division. Initiative was rolled. Everyone who was inside the mill gets to tell him what they do. In my case, Jonathan the Small was midair swinging his axe. Amara is throwing a Chaos Bolt. Kazmara is getting into double sword ganking range. Alton is doing Alton stuff. DM rules that everyone who started inside the mill gets a round of half surprise. We just rolled better than the hag we were staring down. Anyway, combat starts with a lot of damage going into the first hag, Bella. Kazmara whiffs everything but a Chaos Bolt that almost rolled max damage, and a crit from a Raging Barbarian smashed her into the ground, more than half her hit points gone before she could do anything. The hag's turn rolls around, and she calls for her sister, who promptly turns me into a frog. A very angry frog, but a frog nonetheless. More magic going into the rest of the party. Then our cleric and paladin burst through the door. Carrot does some healing. Paladin crits on the one I had hit, murking her on the spot. The halfling wizard rounds out the turn by casting magic missile on the surviving hag, Alina, Ion Frog. DM notes that BFG division must have been for us. We start focusing on the remaining hag, Nickel, and diming her HP. Alina blows a hole in the wall and takes out our wizard and Irena. The DM tells us this is our out and strongly suggests we take it. We suggest this as the third and final hag, Morgantha, shows up at the door. She hits us like a freight train. The wizard fails a death save. We continue nickel and diming Alina. Our paladin turns and faces Morgantha alone. Carrot carrots and gets our wizard and Irena back up. The wizard bails out the hole in the wall and throws a witch bolt on Morgantha with his last spell slot. Sorcerer is down to cantrips. The party somehow wins. How? I have no idea, as our DM doesn't pull his punches. Enemy HP is either the average or rolled, whichever is higher, and doesn't fudge damage rolls. By rights, we should have all died. This should have been a TPK. Now, most of the time, my D&D Pathfinder group is very much burn then loot, but for once we didn't. We actually investigated the hell out of this mill, found some children in cages, freed them, destroyed the millstone, then burned the hags and the mill. Loot. Tree fitty! Split 6 ways. A book of lore for the campaign, Galtia's staff, taken by Alton the wizard, a shape-changing weapon, Quicksilver, taken by Akra the paladin, some kind of holy mace thing, taken by Terran the carrot. The remaining 3 of us got bags of holding, woo, and 2 level ups. Our DM is running this with achievement-based level ups. According to him, we were going to hit level 4 once we hit the town of Valaki. Anyway, he added in an extra level for taking on and winning against the hags of Old Bone Grinder Mill. If we hadn't have ganked Bella, the first hag, the whole of the coven would have been present, and it would have been a whole nother encounter. So, what TPK situations have you and your parties encountered and overcome? Question mark, with one comment in response.
Well, that was a good story, and it was very well delivered by yourself as promised. Now I know why you're here, Dave. I doubted it for a wee bit earlier on, but not no more. As Dave remains professional as always. Right, guys, that's us. I think we're gonna cut it right on the hour. Obviously taking out the 10 minutes that we let it warm up, when people are always asking how long's it going to be. This week it was a bit different. It was whenever Dave got dressed, which not always the case. Usually Dave's up bright and early, press a button every day, aren't you, Dave?
Yeah.
You're a go-getter.
I'm usually up at like 8 a.m.
You're up always very, very, very early, J. Ross, aren't you?
Usually.
You'd message me at like 12 o'clock and stuff like that there, and it's like, well, not 1 o'clock I usually get, early. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry, it's a bit of an informational sort of one where I've sort of been plugging the life out of stuff the whole way through, but the stories were good. There is a tactical reason for why we're stretching out a monthly thing now. It's a balance between, we did do a whole load of weeks on the stretch, stories not coming through the quality of where we were wanting them to be at as well, there's a lot of work going ahead. I have to another interesting thing is, and this is really weird one as well, I'm considering maybe releasing the videos on Facebook. Every time I've never got any traction on Facebook ever. Failed, tried it twice and failed. But there is a certain. I'm not going to name the name of the channel, but they're one of their Facebook pages that's affiliated with this large D&D YouTuber. It may be a load of rubbish, and maybe they're just ripping them off too. But they put one of our videos up, Dave, your voice as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's got 25,000 views.
What? Where's our money for that? I want my royalties. I'll put in work, bro.
I was like, I was on my personal Facebook because I just like, this is MrRipper here. Good video. Let's see what they'd say, but they never got back to me. So yeah, it's funny that there has been a couple of people have actually just copied the channel. So yeah, anyway, just lots of other bits and bobs. New channel, life as well, and we're all getting busier, and I think we'll leave it to the last Sunday of the month, and if there's any change to that, I'll let you know. So yeah, we'll see you in a few weeks.
See you in a few weeks, kiddos. Thank you all for hanging out. I love you all very much.
Thank you very much for everybody joining. Dave, where can we find you? You're still on the old TikTok, are you?
You can find me on the old TikTok at Dave Makes Noises. You can find me on Instagram at Dave Makes Noises. You can find me on the internet as Dave Makes Noises, and you can find me on Twitter, I guess. But you're not going to be entertained. It's nothing. It's old news. My Twitter.
What about you?
So if you want to be entertained by Dave Makes Noises, TikTok and IG.
What about you, Jay Ross? You still on the old OnlyFans?
Yeah, sub to my OnlyFans.
It's just him eating
Give
crisps.
me $1, I will show you my butthole.
See, I believe that he definitely needs attentions paid to his butthole.
Well, yeah. I don't know if I'd pay $1 for it though. I gotta listen to him
I
talk.
can't do it for less.
It's cheaper if you talk out of it, isn't it? You do that for free.
I mean, I do that for free on Discord.
Exactly. Thank you very much. If you want to chat to me, I'll be on Discord. Thank you very much for joining us. See you on Tuesday. We've got 2 videos out, 2 different channels. I'm sort of excited about it, but nervous too. So
Please sub for Nat 20s.
on 2 channels.
On 2 channels.
Please. Right, I'm going to end up. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to send the Twitch ones off. How many people are on Twitch?
Yeah, we're
Probably.
going to send it to twitch.tv/DND.
Yeah, I see. This is where I feel. Just D&D.
Type /raid.
Forward slash it.
DND.
Ah,
Just D&D. DND.
I got the
3
wrong
letters.
channel. I got the wrong way around again.
So cancel the raid and try it again.
I'll go to tell well that. Don't you worry.
Are you going to do /raid and then D&D?
Yeah, slash read.
Not raid/D&D.
I know.
Well,
Everybody's seen that.
silly mans.
Yeah.
Silly mans.
All 2 of the Twitch chat are going. The Twitch viewers are going across. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. I'm just gonna once this goes, I'm gonna hit the go button. Oh, 6 raid now.
Yes. Let's go.
Yay.